Hello, dear students. Welcome to I-Fal. My name is Teacher Nikki, and I am here to have another video lesson with you. So I am so excited to talk about a new topic for you today that will help you understand and construct better sentences using the English language. I know that these lessons will be very helpful for you to communicate using the English language that are grammatically correct and properly constructed, considering that we will be talking about some grammar topics. So I want you to concentrate on our lesson today, pay attention to our sample sentences, and please practice them very well even after the class. So let's go ahead and start our lesson. Let's go.
So for the lesson today, we will be talking about zero article. So in the previous videos, we have been talking about the articles, your definite and your indefinite articles, which are your a, and the. For now, we will be talking about a zero article. So what is zero article? From the word itself, zero, as in we don't use any article. So we don't use an article before nouns when we are talking about things in a general sense. So something that could be a habit to us, or with nouns, or both countable and non-countable accountable that are already well assumed, like people, days, months, places, streets, languages, academic studies, sports, and meals, and many others. Okay, so let's see here. No article is being used because we are talking in general. So in this specific context. So always remember, when we are trying to generalize or when we are generalizing things, then we do not use articles. Okay, like for example, I know exactly who Henry and Dorothy are. So in this case, Henry and Dorothy, okay, are people that we know, but they are specific, but then we don't use the, okay, for this case. So we don't have any articles here. Can we meet on Monday instead of Tuesday? Okay, so we are talking in general with a specific context or specific days like Monday and Tuesday. So therefore, no article is used for these words. I was born in July. Okay, in general but specific sense. Okay, the month July. They live in Beijing, China. Another generalization, but in a specific context. My friends come from Moscow. Okay, the street is called Wall Street, not the Wall Street. Okay, it's the main financial area in New York. Now, can she speak Korean? No, but she does speak Russian very well. Okay, Benjamin is studying history and art at university. He really doesn't like math. So the subjects here, history, art, and math, don't use any articles. Okay, next, rugby is not my favorite game. I prefer basketball. So it's general sports, however, we are specific what type sport we're talking about. Next one, what did you have for lunch today? Okay, we're talking about the lunch today. Did you like eating breakfast in general term? Okay, so as you can see, these example sentences, we don't use any articles with them. All right, now examples with and without an article. Let's see the differences of the two sentences. David loves eating lunch at 12 o'clock. This is generalization, okay? A general habit. David enjoyed a good lunch today. So, why do we use an article here? Mainly because we are just emphasizing that it was the lunch today that he enjoyed, okay? I speak Chinese. In this case, it's generalization of the skill. You speak Chinese. Okay, next one. I have an excellent Chinese teacher. So we are particularly talking about your excellent Chinese teacher. Therefore, we can use an or an article here. She lives in Moscow. So generally or general statement. The Moscow I knew just isn't the same anymore. So the Moscow. So you are referring to the view or the situation of Moscow before, which is different now. So this doesn't mean you should always use zero or no article with these nouns. So it depends on the context and also if they are used as adjectives. Then you would need to use an article. So of course, some adjectives, especially when you partner them with a noun, will be used together with an article. Okay. Next one. We don't use an article before nouns when we're talking about things in a general sense. Remember, generalization, something that could be a habit to us. So normally, we just normally say it generally. Or with nouns, both countable and non countable nouns that are already well assumed. So just like what we say, when it's clear to us, when we already assumed it very clearly for people, days, months, places, streets, languages, academic subjects, sports, and meals, etc., we don't use any articles with them. Okay? So let's have an activity here for us to analyze the context of our paragraphs here. Let's see the first one. My name is Thomas and I'm from New Zealand. I was born in July and I speak two languages, English and Spanish. I'm currently living in Madrid, Spain. I really love the Spanish cuisine and culture. My favorite meal is paella and bocadillos filled with chorizo. Tell me about yourself. I'm Sarah, and I'm from London, England. I speak English and Korean. My parents are originally from South Korea, and I grew up here in England. I love football and hockeys as well as cricket, even though some people say it's a little boring. Obviously, my favorite meal is chicken roast and a very typical dish from the United Kingdom. So, as an analysis of those words that we have there without articles, Thomas is a name and doesn't require any article, so thus zero article. Countries don't usually require an article beforehand, such as New Zealand, in exception of some countries. Okay, months don't usually require an article beforehand. Okay, especially if it's generalization. Languages don't usually require an article beforehand. Famous meals such as paella, chicken roast, or just meals in general usually don't take an article. And most sports don't take articles. Most. Take note of that. Just like most things, when a general sense is applied, no need for any articles. Okay? So that is our discussion about zero articles in English. Okay?
So I hope you find our lesson today very helpful. So as I always say, the secret in making your communication skills in English better is constant practice. So I want you to please keep on practicing all the lessons that we've had in the past and even this present lesson. So I know that you can do it really well and you'll improve yourself eventually. So just keep believing in yourself and practice more, okay? Now, please stay tuned to our more lessons here in I-Fal and please visit our website that I will flash on the next screen. I also encourage you to please subscribe to our classes because we have a lot of amazing teachers that will help you and guide you in improving your English skills. So once again, this is Teacher Nikki. So I'll just see you again on the next classes and video lessons that we're going to have. I know that we will have more amazing lessons in the future. So stay tuned and good luck. Study harder and I'll see you next time. Bye.